Eagles writer, so I have to ask you about Zach Ertz during this interview. Does this get resolved? Does he start the season with the Eagles? Does he make it through training camp and then get traded right before the season? How do you see the Zach Ertz situation getting resolved?
Well, it's been, it's been 6 months, and I really think they owe it to Zach Ertz. Now, I think there's some players you just treat differently. I mean, this guy had a game-winning touchdown catch in the Super Bowl. There's not a lot of Eagles who've done that. There's one, and I think he's an all-time great. He's meant so much to this franchise on the field, off the field. I just don't think you hold this guy hostage any longer. And, if it costs you a 7th-round pick or a 6th-round pick, you know what? That's the cost of doing business. Let him get on with his life. If he really doesn't want to be here, then don't drag this thing out into camp where it's going to be a distraction. Whether he shows up or doesn't show up, it's going to be a distraction. He doesn't want to be here. He doesn't want to be in training camp. He can be fined if he's not here. Unless they can work out a situation where Zach is like, you know what? And it makes sense for him to want to be here because if he gets cut, that $8.5 million base salary disappears. So if he's upset about his contract and the offer that they made him last summer, well, if he goes somewhere else, he might make $3 million, $3.5 million. He's making $8.5 million if he stays here. So they want him here. It makes sense for him to want to be here. You'd think they'd be able to figure this thing out and work out a deal that works for both of them. But it doesn't look like that's going to happen. The last thing they need is for this thing to drag into training camp through preseason games. You know what? Give him his freedom. Let him get on with his life. Find a new team, and you move on with Goddard.